It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll be watching the Indiana Pacers playing against the Houston Rockets. Taking a look at the Rockets, they are putting together an impressive stretch of basketball. Only one loss in their last 8 games. We'll see if that continues tonight. And tonight it's a race of thoroughbreds. 2 clubs that can go end to end in a flash. What is it that makes these teams so good in transition?
THTA-TDI.
And what does that mean?
They have athletes to do it.
All right. I knew what that meant.
That's it. Good ball handlers and good finishes, man. THT-HTDI.
Not only that, they spend a lot of time perfecting it. The moment they get the ball, TLTP, they look to push.
WSIDTKH FTC. We send it down to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. And it's time for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, our game analysts, and from the sideline, David Aldridge. Pacers trying to take advantage of their home court in this one before leaving Indiana. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Rockets team. They controlled everything in both games last year, going 2-0.
Yeah, it should be an interesting matchup tonight. These two teams will only face off twice all season.
Well, so you want to make these opportunities count, right? Since they don't see each other often, it's going to be an intriguing battle.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, guys, Nate McMillan took over as coach of the Pacers last season. Now, his previous head coaching job had been 5 seasons prior. He said, now, there's a lot of old school in me, but I do understand you have to adapt with this generation of players, the millennials, and how you communicate. And they want to bring that old school discipline to this team. Kevin?
Thanks, David. It's great to have a mix of those things. Adapt or die, as they say. And, of course, Doris, it's early, but for teams with a lot of new faces, how long should it reasonably take for everything to start to come together?
Well, I think obviously some of that is contingent on, one, do you have your health at the start? Are there any minutes restrictions on players who might have had some off-season surgeries? There are so many things that go into how quickly a team can come together. Have you added significant pieces that will affect and take time to incorporate them into the system? But usually, Kevin, I would say by about Christmas is when teams start to get real about now we need to be all about chemistry and building momentum as we kind of march toward that all-star break.
And Doris, they always kind of look at games coaches do or sections of the schedule in groups of 20 or groups of 10 and say, you know, by the time we get to game 30, our guys have got to be at this level. I mean, you notice that too when you talk to coaches?
That's a great point. I think the best way to do it is to break it into 20-game stretches because you're basically saying we're at the quarter turn, we're at the half turn, and obviously the closer you get to April, boy, the intensity ramps up drastically.
A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. The 2 pillars of this team, Chris Paul and Harden, are the 1 and the 2. Anderson is down low with Capella, and it's Ariza in at the small forward. Now here's Collison. His last outing, he had 8 points over Paul. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle, too.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Well, Darren Collison going through the free agency process this last summer. Greg, Indiana jumped at the chance to add him to the roster.
Yeah, and with Collison and his ability to play in so many ways, that is what made teams go after him. He doesn't always take a big signing to change the complexity of a team. Getting solid contributors like Collison go a long way in building the foundation of a team.
Harden with it. Had a 24-point outing in their last game against Memphis. Ariza against Bogdanovich. Here's Paul. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Collison against Paul. Outside Collison. Shot clock at 5. Young in the corner. Here's Turner. Lays it up and banks it in.
Well, Kevin, you love the determination, right? Miles Turner effectively getting to the window and getting another opportunity.
Paul passes to Harden. Screen by Capella. Harden dishes to Capella. Houston moving it around. Collison against Paul. Rebounded by Collison.
The D slow to rotate, and he misses out on an easy chance from mid-range.
Passes to Turner. Ariza against Bogdanovich. Off target from three-point range. The Rockets have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Here's Harden on the wing. And it's sent back by Turner.
I tell you, you love the attitude of Miles Turner. No one is getting off these shots when he's nearby. No one.
Paul, no one around him. Another miss by Houston. Indiana leading. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Oladipo, good.
Give Oladipo credit now. He has a knack for finishing with whatever the defense throws at him.
Here is Paul. Not a good performance from him in that loss to Memphis. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Back to Harden. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Yeah, just constantly attacking the paint. Harden does not settle.
Collison against Paul. Screen by Young. Turner with a screen for Collison. To the inside. The shot by Turner, no good. Looking at the last game for the Indiana Pacers, it was a loss to the Bulls in Chicago.
And the big problem, they got trigger happy. Shot a very low percentage from beyond the arc.
Yeah, I agree. It seemed like they were very dependent from the three-point stripe, and it made things way too easy for the defense.
And Turner throws it down.
And what I love about Oladipo, he does such a great job playing within the context of the offense. If you're open, he will find you.
Harden kicks to Paul. Down low. And the dunk by Capella.
You've got to be on exactly the same page to connect on that long of an alley-oop.
And even then, it's a tough play. Great way to see the alley-oop. That replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another unleash chaos moment. Rockets trail by 4. To the paint. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. It's on Thaddeus Young.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Well, Ryan Anderson, a terrific deep threat in stretch 4.
And I remember last season when he told reporters that a heckler yelled out at him, "Hey, Ryan, you look like a math teacher." And you know, we've heard a lot of these off-the-wall heckles before. But the irony is it's oftentimes the strange ones that tend to stick with you more. And that's an example of it right there.
First one falls for him. Both free throws good from Anderson.
You know, if you guys remember a couple seasons back, the Pacers had one of the top 3 defenses in the league. Last season, it all fell apart.
Bogdanovich passes to Young. Back to Bogdanovich. Down low and taken away by Paul. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Paul with the ball. Harden gets the bucket.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Boy, just a step quicker than the defense, really, catching them off guard and capitalizing well.
Now, here is Young. 9 points last game. Screen by Young. Bogdanovich wide open. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. Doris, what happened to that Pacers defense?
Well, I think, one, you have to look at who they lost. George Hill and Jan Mahimi were both good players on the defensive end. And then you look to the switch in philosophy, from dropping their bigs to making them more switching. Sometimes it can take a team a while to adjust.
And that's a tough one. But on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
And that's true. The officials used to be pretty lenient on those, but not anymore.
Now here's Collison. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
And to me, that's all about the body control, right, Greg? I mean, he does such a stellar job sizing up his man and drains it despite having the size on him.
Ariza no luck.
Well, he carves out the space he needs, just the finish was not good.
The putback missed it, even after all those chances. This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
Lets it go with a 3. Ariza with another miss.
A nightmare quarter for this guy. Simply can't buy a bucket.
Oladipo dishes to Collison. Harden against Oladipo. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Now here's Capella. 20 points for him last game against Memphis.
You know, couple that with the 4 big blocks, he was awesome on the defensive end as well.
The offensive rebound, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Miles Turner. The Rockets shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
First one falls for him. Or something that's become popular, debating whether a player is a star or a superstar. To you, what's the major difference between those two thoughts?
To me, the biggest difference between star and superstar are those guys who are willing to absorb the label on a night-by-night basis and a moment-by-moment basis. You can't disappear when the stakes get high. You can't disappear on a February night in the middle of the grind pre-All-Star break. Greatness requires you to come with it every single night.
And they don't care about the conversation about them. They're bulletproof in some ways, very thick-skinned.
Very Kobe-like attribute you just referenced.
Very good comparison.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Now Joseph, taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. And Capella sends it back. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
You know, we see this a lot from Tucker. Scores by overpowering the defender with his tremendous strength.
Stevenson against Gordon. Count the basket. And here's Brown. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Now, here's Tucker. Tight defense on him.
Well, P.J. Tucker, the classic combo forward, right? He played power forward at Texas, but at 6'6", he had to add the perimeter game to be successful in the NBA.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
An 80% shooter. The work he's done at the line this season, one word, solid.
Free throw, no good.
You know, make no mistake, guys, one of the more effective second-round picks we have in the NBA. Tucker provides a steady diet of production.
Nene, he's checked in for the Rockets. And he sinks the second. And last year, one of the bigger surprises in the NBA, the Houston Rockets.
And remember, absent Dwight Howard, a lot of people thought maybe they're going to take a step back. And in the year where several other super teams in the league kind of took a step forward, the Rockets were able to hold their own. The team has a system that works, and they have bought into it. And top to bottom, they've been making smart decisions.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
For Indiana, they have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
One shot.
That free throw good from Lance Stevenson.
And one thing that is quite clear with the Rockets in terms of their approach is their shot selection. They prefer easy layups or threes. Very rarely will you see them play that in-between game.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. Shot from the inbound, and it's Brown that time on the assist from Ban Mute. Brown's got his first basket of the night. And that shot selection, a systematic approach by the whole Houston organization. Greg, is a team, they actually took less mid-range jump shots than DeMar DeRozan did individually last season.
Yeah, and it wasn't even close. I mean, the approach Houston has made successful the last few seasons, that they are 100% committed to not taking mid-range shots if they can help it.
Here's Nene following the score by Indiana, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Joseph. And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Pacers.
And the corner 3 has not been their shot of choice here tonight. And I think a big reason for that has been the defensive setup. They came in focused on taking away the short-range stripper.
Here's Gordon. It's deflected.
And trailing here in the first, you'd like to see them be a little more aggressive on the offensive glass.
Nene, the screen. Gordon kicks to Brown. And finally they hit one. Pacers leading by 4. Here's Joseph. Jefferson, a screen on Brown. Shots good by Jefferson.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Now that's what you call an intimidating finish. Tucker's explosive leaping ability on full display, guys.
Joseph with the ball. To the paint. Here's Leaf. Here's Jefferson. It's deflected.
Twice on the pipes. Nene sends it back.
Brown kicks it to Tucker. Back to Brown. Nene, the screen. Joseph against Brown. Just 4 to shoot. That's short off the rim. Indiana's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Jefferson, a screen on Gordon, and it's blocked. And now here comes Gordon leading the break.
That's just a terrific pass to beat the defense up the court, and that's exactly how you move the ball in transition.
for the Houston Rockets they come into tonight following a loss to the Grizzlies.
And offensively that night, it seemed like anytime they took one step forward, they'd end up taking 2 steps back.
They didn't seem, Greg, like they ever got any rhythm on the offensive end. They were in a hurry to get their shots off. Really difficult to win that way.
Now Brown following the three-point attempt by Lance Stevenson. Nene setting the pick for Brown. Over in the corner, Mbamute. Nene, the screen. Gordon for 3. It's rebounded by Indiana. Here's Jefferson. Some solid defense from Brown.
His high percentage shot right at the rim, and he's wondering what happened.
Pass to Tucker. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Now here's Brown. 12 seconds left in the first quarter. Nene, the screen, and they call an illegal screen here.
And that's a tough one, but on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
And that's true. The officials used to be pretty lenient on those, but not anymore.
The 3 from Joseph, and still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Pacers out in front, up by 2. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And certainly an intriguing matchup tonight. Let's hear from Trevor Ariza on his team's mentality coming in.
You're playing against a team that is very scrappy. You know, they want to win as well. You got to come ready to play. You got to be ready for everything, and you got to be ready to claw to get this win tonight.
Ariza might as well be describing his own game. Scrappy, ready to play, ready for anything, ready to claw to get that win.
Yeah, and he has been that kind of all-out guy going all the way back to his days at UCLA. When you combine that with his talent, he's a guy who, no matter where he's been, his teammates rave about him.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we have seen from Indiana. What do you think?
Tough defense throughout that first period, and it's really paying dividends.
Well, I think there's a level of physicality with them right now, and not allowing the opponent to feel comfortable getting into their heads just a bit.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So on the floor for Houston, Nene is out there with Luke Mbamute. Then there's Brown. Then it's P.J. Tucker. And it's Gordon in at the 2 spot. Gordon with another miss.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Yeah, that's not a good example right there. You could have worked it around to get a better opportunity. Really nice job inside that time. The defense unable to react quick enough to stop him. Boy, he is fast.
Now here's Tucker. D right on him. Nene with the screen on Stevenson. Gordon. That doesn't go either for Gordon.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Joseph, the pass to Stevenson. No good on the triple.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
The Rockets again can't hit. Indiana leading by 4. To the wing right side. Here's Jefferson. No good on that one. So Houston will take it the other way.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Knocks it loose. Stolen by Joseph. Down low. Here's Sabonis. Nice pass. Nice catch and a resounding dunk.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
And it's the Rockets with the ball, following the score by Indiana. Nene, the screen. Tucker dishes to Nene. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Nene's got his first basket.
Look, Gortat anticipating where that would miss, comes away with the board and the follow-up bucket.
Screen by Jefferson. And Joseph kicks to Sabonis. Here's Jefferson. It's tipped.
Well, it's been an up-and-down quarter for him on the offensive end. Mostly down, though.
The dish to Gordon. And Stevenson pulls it in.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Yeah, scoring isn't coming naturally to him right now. Looking a little bit uncomfortable out there.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And Houston calls their first timeout of the game. And the Pacers, operating in a smaller market, some cost restraints for this franchise.
Right, this is not a team that can pay the luxury tax. It's not necessarily a free agent destination either. Those are challenges, but they have remained very competitive over the years.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Capella with a screen on Collison. The drive by Paul. The Rockets with another miss.
Yeah, coming off that screen, wide open, just can't convert.
I think, Greg, that's exactly what you want. The screen was solid. The execution just fell a little bit short on the shot.
Harden gets to Ariza. A floater. Anderson passes to Paul. Got it from 16 feet. Paul's got his second bucket of the night.
Exactly the kind of ball movement they're looking for.
Oladipo against Harden. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
The combination of sheer muscle and speed of Victor Oladipo. You can't stop this guy. So excellent at finishing over aggressive defense.
One shot, gentlemen.
And Oladipo has some parts of his game that needs work, but he is certainly terrific on the big finish.
Yeah, I mean, he's got longer arms than you would think for a player of his size, and the overall physical skill set, there's no doubt about it. You know, you look at his ability to just stay floating in the air for that extra moment when he's in attack mode, and this is a young man that still has his best basketball ahead of him.
Rockets trail by 10. Fires from the wing. And yes, it's good. Paul's got 4 points now in the quarter. For Indiana, they've gone 6 of 11 from the floor. Over 50% shooting here in the second quarter. Here's Young. Misses in close.
Boy, the defense collapsing and throwing him off balance on his way to the cup.
In the corner, Harden. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
And with Harden, it's pick your poison. Not only a tenacious penetrator, but also a consistent threat from three-point.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And last season, Victor Oladipo making big advances in his ability to shoot the three.
Well, I thought Oladipo just played with a confidence that we hadn't seen before when he was taking perimeter shots. He seemed to trust his perimeter game more, and it helps when you have the green light.
Shooting 2.
That free throw missing. Doors have talked about the evolution of the specialist, the pure 3-and-D guy, for example, who in that category are some of the best in your opinion.
Well, I'm so happy that Klay Thompson has evolved from a guy who believed coming into the NBA that he would strictly be a 3-and-D guy to a much more versatile scorer. But in today's iteration, I would have to say Danny Green won a championship for the San Antonio Spurs, doing nothing but absorbing the biggest threat on the offensive end for the opponent and then being able to make huge threes at timely opportunities. Patrick Beverley, another guy grinding it out, increasingly making shots, and of course tenacious on-ball defender.
Jacks up a 3. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 8 rebounds in this game. Reeves it dishes to Paul. There's the feed to Harden. Ariza outside. 5 on the clock. Over Bogdanovich. That one a little long.
Just can't find a shot. It's no wonder they're losing. I mean, he's been completely scoreless all night.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a 3-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
Well, the league is finally catching up with Thaddeus Young. 6'8", 220 pounds. He was a small ball power forward before that was in vogue. Now he's kind of the perfect fit.
One shot, gentlemen.
That one misses for Young. And over the course of his career, Young more of a slasher than a shooter, Doris, at the power forward position.
Right. The southpaw has a very quick first step. And the last few seasons, though, starting to add that three-point shot. That will make him more effective.
Here's Collison, following the score by Trevor Ariza. The kick out to Oladipo. And Capella sends it back. And they get it back. And here comes Ariza, leading the fast break. Paul, a good look. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss. Young's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Collison kicks to Young. Here's Bogdanovich. No good with the triple. Rockets trail by 5. A shot by Harden, wide open. No good with the triple.
Boy, despite the miss, he did a really good job shaking himself completely free from the defense.
Count that one.
Well, no hesitation from Bogdanovich in the catch-and-shoot situation. Beautiful.
Here is Harden. Bogdanovich picking up that last basket. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here. Here's a peek now at the 2K leaderboard. This year, these teams have made the most of their offensive rebounds. The Pacers 4th.
One of the better rebounding teams in the league, especially on the offensive end. They never take that for granted in terms of whether the shot's going in.
Now here's Anderson. Ariza outside. Paul passes to Capella. And Anderson kicks to Harden. Houston moving the ball around.
Well, this is great defense from Miles Turner. High activity level, doesn't give up anything easy.
Oladipo dishes to Collison. And Capella sends it back.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Another miss by Houston. Pacers leading by 7. Here's Oladipo. The shot, no good. Harden with the defensive effort. And the foul on Victor Oladipo. That's his first foul. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Harden kicks to Capella. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And when you watch this Rockets team, you can see just how explosive they are on the offensive end. Almost everyone on the floor can hurt you from deep, and they all know their role and execute it to a T.
And the first one at the line is good. And last season, the Rockets offense was incredible. Then they go and add Chris Paul.
They can run a team off the floor if they get hot. 2 great playmakers in Paul and Harden. And making a move for Paul made a lot of teams fear what the Rockets can do now on offense.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Pacers leading by 5. Now Collison. He's got 7. Turner with a screen on Paul. Collison the pass to Turner. Rockets with the rebound. Capella's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Paul for three. Good on the three-point shot. Paul's got 9 points.
And Paul has a beautiful stroke from deep. A gifted shooter who drains perimeter shots with consistency.
Bogdanovich, no luck.
Well, I'll tell you, still looking for that first three of the second quarter. He had one to open this game in the first.
Down low, here's Paul. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Paul's got it all tied up now for the Rockets. And here's Collison for the three. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backdoor.
It's good. 9 points for Victor Oladipo.
We know Oladipo is one of the quickest guys in the game. He is devastating on the drive.
Harden left side. Over Oladipo. The shot, no good. Indiana's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%. But they've continued to let him fly. Here's Young, and that one good. Now it's a 4-point Pacer lead.
Boy, masterful work from Thaddeus Young. He's got such tremendous length down there.
Here's Capella, and it's sent back by Turner. And stolen by Ariza. Here's Paul. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. They've led by as much as 10. Ball against Collison. Outside Bogdanovich. Young dishes to Oladipo. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Chris Paul picks up that one.
Boy, you have to admire the physicality Oladipo brings. This guy's exceptional at drawing the defense into him on these shots.
3 trips to the line so far for him in this one.
He's hit his free throws at a pretty good clip this year, 77%.
And the first one drops. Doris, what an honor. Inducted into your college's Hall of Fame, something not many of us can say. What does that kind of honor do for the confidence for you personally going forward?
You know what? Providence College is a place that means a great deal to me. So what that Hall of Fame induction did was just remind me of all the special memories that I shared with my teammates. I'm close with many of them today. And Kevin, you know this, if you've ever been inside a locker room, it's those moments when you're laughing until your stomach hurts. I'd say we were the Hall of Fame fun team. That's what I'd say.
I think we're on the fun team here on 2K. Jefferson kicks to Stevenson. Indiana moving it around. Leaf, no good. Ball stolen. Wide open look. It's rebounded by Houston. Nene's got his 5th rebound in this one. And the basket by Gordon.
So many of Gordon's shots come from three-point range because he drains so many of them. When you've had his kind of success from beyond the arc, you're always going to have the green light.
He got right to the cup using that screen. 6 points for Al Jefferson.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Brown kicks to Gordon. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
After not scoring a single point in the first quarter, they're still feeding him, and he's showing his appreciation.
And Eric Gordon has long been noted as a terrific shooter, but I felt like he was able to display just how great he can be last season. Had that green light whenever he was on the floor, and really near the top of the league in terms of threes attempted and made.
Free throw good from Gordon. And for Gordon, he's been a great catch-and-shoot player in the past, Greg. The difference last season was the improvement in his pull-up threes.
And there is a world of difference between shooting a three off the pass as opposed to off the dribble. The pull-up threes are what make players like Steph Curry so hard to guard. And when Gordon added that to his game, I think it helped his overall ability to score the basketball.
For Houston, they have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line.
And one of the highlights on the season has been their ability to make free throws. How about 82% as a unit?
That one drops. He ties it up. And Indiana opting to trade Paul George this summer. Doris, never easy to let a superstar go.
No, it isn't, Kevin, but with Paul George looking to contend for a title and increasingly voicing his dissatisfaction, it was probably the right choice because you don't want to lose him next summer and get nothing in return.
The Pacers have gone 5 of 8 from the charity stripe here tonight.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Joseph. Both shots good from the stripe.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Brown kicks to Nene. Gordon a screen. From 12 feet out, the putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Nene's got it all tied up now for Houston.
Well, how about the ball comes off just right? Nene times it perfectly, and the dunk.
Sinks the three-pointer. Gordon.
Got it! Oh, you did it!
He got it! What a shot!
Wow.
OMG, that's how you silence a crowd.
So the clock runs out with the score tied going into halftime. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. High turnovers in the first half, James. I'm sure that ball security will be a focus in the second half.
Yeah, that's still too many turnovers, especially on forced turnovers. So we got to really lock in on our turnovers, make the right play at all times.
James, thanks for the time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And hello again. We have an exhilarated home crowd joining us for our halftime report. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaq. It was all about Indiana as the game got going. Their lead at one point was up to 7, and they had some real nice momentum going. By the end of the first quarter, they still had an 8-point lead. Moving into the second quarter, they cooled off just a bit, but still played a competitive quarter, now tied at the half. And Shaq, what did you see out there from the Pacers?
Well, they're getting beat up on the boards, Ernie. Woo. Smack them around, smack them around. And you know the coach is unhappy about it, because I'm unhappy about it, Ernie. I'm sure he's in the locker room right now saying, hey, we can bounce back in the second half. You need to dig deep, show some pride.
How about you, Kenny? What did you think about Houston?
Well, there was a big spark from the bench in the first half. Sometimes you're hoping for your reserves to come in and just hold court, but they didn't do that. They actually got better.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
A flyover of downtown gives you a great perspective of our location as we welcome you back to Indianapolis. Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Victor Oladipo really making a difference here.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
And it's mattered not, Greg, whether he's been spotting up or creating for himself. He was unstoppable, and you hope it carries over to the second half.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. And the Pacers shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Collison and Oladipo pair at the 1 and the 2. Young and Turner up front, and it's Bogdanovich in at the 3 spot. So that's the group out there for Indiana.
And really, as recently as 2014, the Pacers were a team with that old school front court. Some tall timber inside, and they played that slow, methodical pace. They have revamped the roster, looking to space the floor and really fire it up on offense.
And he knocks down the first one. And the Pacers now looking to revamp how they approach things. The rebuild is on, it would appear.
Yeah, and a good time to do it when they saw Paul George would be leaving. It won't be easy to make the transition, but the Pacers do have a good collection of young talent.
And so he makes both from the line.
Well, the versatility of Victor Oladipo is fantastic. This is a clever guard who plays his heart out on both ends of the floor.
Back to Paul for the lead. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And it's Bogdanovich off the drive. And they pick up 2. Rockets trail by 4. Ball's knocked loose, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Oladipo. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at Toronto. A terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot, but it's a long season, as we all know. And, of course, the Pacers, 5.5 games behind.
And right now, for the Pacers, they've never been able to take that next step this season and really break away from the pack.
Yeah, I think if that next step was coming, it would have happened by now. They can't be worried about could-haves and should-haves. They need to be focused 100% on the push for the playoffs.
And that's how you want to come out of the locker room. He is fired up.
Absolutely perfect start to the half, setting the tempo right away with an easy opportunity at the cup.
Now here's Harden. Again, the miss by Harden.
I'll tell you, it'd be a big help if he could snap out of his cold streak. His shooting has been hurting them.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Houston gets called for the foul.
And guys, Bogdanovich, the former second-round pick, has really found his place in the NBA. This guy is an effective shooter from just about anywhere.
The Pacers have been shooting right around 75% at the line, 9 of 12 so far. Free throw good, Bogdanovich. And you see Bogdanovich, 6'8" at times, listed at shooting guard. GA, is he a 2?
No, if anything, I think he's often better defending power forwards than he is against the wings, in part because you're not going to look to post that position in the way the game is played today. This guy is skilled and tough, but doesn't have the great foot speed defensively, so I think that's to his advantage to guard those guys.
And a refined offensive skill set for the Croatian Bogdanovich.
Well, Bojan, his three-point shot, obviously a big part of his game. He can really heat it up from the perimeter. On any given night, this guy can go for 40.
Unable to get that one.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
Turner with the steal. Oladipo right side. The rebound by Anderson. Rockets trail by 8. Harden kicks to Anderson. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Anderson's got 5 points so far.
How about the quickness of that release from Anderson on that triple? What a quick trigger. And to have a big man with his kind of accuracy from deep, it's a nice weapon to have.
A nice shot by Bogdanovic.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Well, I love how personal this thing is getting. You drain a three on me, anything you can do, I can do better.
Inside, stolen by Anderson. There's the pass to Capella. Shoots over Turner. It doesn't go for him. So the Pacers will take it the other way. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And Thaddeus Young he's got a unique offensive skill set. I mean, he really is able to score over bigger players with just an array of little hooks and floaters and off-balance shots in the lane.
And this will be his 2nd and 3rd shots at the line here.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
First free throw is good. And Greg, at about 6'8", what is it that enables Young to finish so well inside?
I think it's more finesse than power. Not a lot of free throws for him, but he can get his shot off quickly before the shot blockers have time to gather.
He hits one, then this is the 2nd attempt from the free throw line.
You hear this consistently about Thaddeus Young. He's going to do whatever you ask of him. He'll start, he'll come off the bench, but he is going to impact the game.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Well, across the board last season, James Harden, Greg, saw his numbers jump through the roof, but he showed improvement both in his defensive engagement as well as his rebounding. Not something that a lot of us saw coming.
Yeah, that's a good point. And with Harden, I think the rebounding is the really surprising number. Went from being an average rebounding guard to a great one the last few seasons. He's been showing more of a dedication to all aspects of the game.
Free throw good, James Harden.
Yeah, and really, since moving over to the point guard spot, Harden has been unstoppable. Just a nightly triple-double threat.
Both good from the line that time.
And watching James Harden, the amount of shots he is able to create for himself and his teammates, he just does so much from his position that is unrivaled. One of the greatest offensive threats, not only today, but really of the last decade.
Oladipo, and the foul on Victor Oladipo. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
He completely lost focus since the break, turning the ball over multiple times, and that's after no turnovers in the first half.
Rockets trail by 7. Paul outside. Kicks it to Capella. Here's a reason. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Paul. Another miss by Houston. And for Harden, he's been in the conversation, Greg, for MVP for several years. The way he's able to just carry an offense with his creativity garners attention.
And Kevin, I think he might have won it last year if it wasn't for the amazing season put in by Russell Westbrook. Don't count Harden out, though. He's such a unique talent on offense. Maybe this will be his year to bring home that MVP award.
Boy, Miles Turner out of the University of Texas, Hook'em Horns, the number 11 pick back in 2015. He now looks like a foundational piece for the Pacers.
And he makes the first. Of course, you look back on that 2015 draft, hard to argue that Turner shouldn't have gone higher.
Yeah, I think it was the unusual running style. There were some concerns that it might predispose him to injury. The Pacers training staff actually found a muscular imbalance, so they helped him strengthen certain areas and correct that issue.
And he can't hit the second.
Well, in the rebounding game, at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him. And Harden's such a creative scorer, especially when he gets in close to the basket.
Collison against Paul. Outside Collison. Turner with the screen for Collison. Score the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Oh, wow. 4 of 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
Now, here is Harden. 11 points in the game. And it's sent back by Turner.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Young outside. Here's Oladipo. And finished off by Oladipo.
Boy, Oladipo with that burst of speed elevates high off the drive to finish with authority.
Rockets trail by 10. Now a timeout called by Houston. And Miles Turner, Doris, one of the league's best shot blockers.
He really is, Kev. Top 5 in that category starting in his 2nd season. The quickness and long arms give him all the necessary tools.
And now a chance to take a look at the shot chart for Houston.
And as this chart shows, things just aren't falling for him like they usually do. He isn't ice cold, but nothing is falling his way, and he's become an inefficient source of points for his team.
Harden with it, averaging around 27.5 points a game, one of the best in the league. Capella with a screen on Oladipo. Here's Harden, and it's sent back by Turner. Here's Young, using his post move to get the 2 points. And it's a 12-point Pacer lead.
Well, you've got to be willing to power through defense and show some real toughness, and Thaddeus Young does on that take.
Lob pass to Capella. Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Chris Paul.
He's putting up 13 points a game, 7 assists, and 2 rebounds. Not his best production, and I expect him to break through and get back on track soon.
I think he's been pressing a little bit too much, Greg. He just needs to relax and let the game come to him.
And there's the foul, and Darren Collison picks it up. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Indiana making some changes. Sabonis comes in for Victor Oladipo. And it's Joseph in for Darren Collison. And a change for the Rockets. Nene's checked in. Now here's Ariza. Just 5 to shoot. Paul hits the front of the rim and out.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, starting to look like it's taking its toll mentally. He doesn't look like himself.
Joseph against Paul. Joseph, the pass to Young. And the Pacers tack on 2 more.
Kev, no hesitation whatsoever from Thaddeus Young. Just pulls the trigger immediately.
Rockets trail by 14. Anderson outside. Bogdanovich against Harden. And some nice passing there by Houston. With the teardrop, and it's sent back by Turner. Kicks it out to Ariza. To the middle. Here's Nene. Back to Harden. He feeds it to Paul. Anderson right side. Paul outside. Pass to Harden. To the inside. Count it, and the Pacer lead has been cut down to just 12 points with the basket from Nene.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Now, here's Joseph. 7 points in the game. And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it from deep. Harden. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Harden's got it back down to single digits for Houston.
He hits one in the first half, another here. Not prolific, but the defense has to keep an eye on him.
Turner with the screen. Young dishes to Turner. And the Pacers another three.
And this is where it can get a little personal.
You got to love seeing this, though, right? Your turn, my turn. They're going at each other.
Now here's Harden. 14 points for him. Ball left side. A baseline J, and the Rockets getting another bucket right there. Indiana leading by 10. Now here's Joseph. He dishes it to Bogdanovich. Back to Joseph. Lays it up off the glass. Joseph's got 9 points.
And just showing you his determination despite the size difference.
I mean, how does he get that shot off? I mean, he had to angle that perfectly to get past the defender.
Timeout called, the Rockets. And Corey Joseph, a terrific two-way player, Doris, at the combo guard.
Kev, he's got great pedigree. Remember, he began his career in San Antonio under the great Greg Popovich. This guy's a physical, mobile defender who will guard either the 1 or the 2.
And some changes here for the Pacers. Jefferson's checked in for Miles Turner. Leaf comes in for Young. Lance Stevenson subbed in for Bogdanovich. Houston with a big group substitution here. And Mbaamute's checked in for Anderson. P.J. Tucker comes in for Trevor Ariza. Gordon's checked in for James Harden. And it's Brown in for Chris Paul.
Now, how consistent is Al Jefferson from the mid-range? He's got terrific form for a big man.
Nene, the screen. Eric Gordon on the wing. He's guarded by Stevenson. And it's Brown missing. Indiana leading by 14. Now Joseph, 9 points in the game so far. Deflects the pass. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. Let's take a moment to see the squads that have been the most dominant on the glass this season. The Pacers in 5th.
You know, it's not necessarily a glamour stat, but make no mistake, their top-notch board work has been a huge key to their success.
Count that one.
Yeah, and in terms of accuracy, they are dominating the second half.
Well, they're certainly connecting on a lot of shots in the second half, generating high percentage looks and really cashing in.
Now here's Nene. He has 6. And here's Gordon, the 9-foot shot. He gets it in there. Gordon's got 13.
Wow, I'm surprised he took that shot, but he has a huge size disadvantage in that matchup. But tremendous job to knock that one down.
Here's Sabonis. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And again, Al Jefferson. Jefferson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And to me, this is where Al Jefferson feels at home. He's in the paint, and if you feed the big man, he's going to deliver buckets.
Brown kicks to Nene. That shot, no good. Jefferson with some nice D. Joseph with the ball, picked up by Brown. Jefferson setting the pick for Joseph. Some solid defense there by Nene. Rockets trail by 16. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Boy, he's so used to having a hand in his face that I think it caught him off guard to be that wide open.
And now, here comes Gordon leading the break. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. He's got 15. And that replay presented by Under Armour showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Pacers leading by 14. Here's Joseph. 9 points in the game so far. And it's the Rockets on the break. Gordon's running. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but true contact. He'll head to the line.
Foul. Elbow. 2.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
And to look at his percentage from the line, you see him at 89%. That's an indicator of what a consistent stroke he has.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good from Eric Gordon.
Well, you think back to Nate McMillan's history, right? An assistant coach with the Pacers for 3 years. They made the unexpected decision to look for a new head coach, and in 2016, they promoted him to that role.
And both free throws good for Gordon. And for the Pacers, looking down the bench to McMillan was the easy choice. Do you think it was the right one, though, Doris?
Well, they wanted to change the culture, and part of that was getting a little bit more hard-nosed. Now, McMillan, he's old-school defensive-minded, and with his deal running through 2019, like all NBA coaches, he's going to be judged on wins and losses.
Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Here's Tucker. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Tucker's got 11 points.
Boy, this guy just giving it everything he has. Tucker doing major damage in transition.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Screen by Jefferson. Here's Leaf, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Nene. First free throw is good. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And done a much better job from the line this half. They've gotten that percentage up over 80 for the game.
They set the screen. Here's Gordon. And Houston again with the bucket.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Oh, I'll tell you, that's good basketball. You have to get a little creative against the big man, but I love his initiative.
And so it's Indiana going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Just 1 quarter left in regulation. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Rockets trail by 10. 4th quarter on the court for the Rockets. They've got P.J. Tucker, Luke Mbamute out there with Nene. Then there's Gordon, and it's Brown in at the point guard. Nene, the screen. 6 on the shot clock. They grab their own miss. And the lead is down inside single digits. Nene's got the first field goal of the 4th quarter here for the Rockets. Indiana leading by 8. Joseph with the ball. Screen by Jefferson. Leaf, and he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
Listen, we all know this. Al Jefferson is a big body, and he's willing to set big-time screens to get his guys open.
And for Houston, they're shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. Screen by Mbamute. Brown against Joseph. Screen by Mbamute. Misses off the right iron.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Oladipo, the pass to Stevenson. Here's Leaf. Screen by Jefferson. Shots good by Leaf. And now a 12-point Indiana lead.
indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup.
A nice shot by Tucker.
Boy, you can't pin their struggles today on him. He's been on fire from the field.
Pacers leading by 10. Now here's Oladipo. Feeds to Jefferson. Some solid defense there by Nene.
Really surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds, given what the scoreboard says.
Brown wide open. He fires. And what was that about? Not a good shot right there. The Pacers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Joseph against Brown. Pass to Leaf. Looking for Oladipo. He gets it there. Here's Leaf. There's the three. It's hauled in by Brown. Brown's got his third rebound tonight.
He's cold from deep. 0 threes in the second half after hitting just 1 in the first.
High arcing shot. It's rebounded by Indiana. At one point they led by 16. Oladipo with the ball. And it's Gordon picking him up. He kicks it to Brown. Nene, the screen. Nene with the screen on Joseph. Here's Brown. Here's Nene. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
They throw good, Nene.
Well, just unbelievable mobility for a player his size. And I don't know if it's the soccer background, growing up in Brazil. Nene can really move his feet.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Jefferson. Young comes in for Leaf. Bogdanovich is checked in for Lance Stevenson. And it's Collison in for Corey Joseph. Collison dishes to Turner. And Capella sends it back. And there's the foul, and Darren Collison picks it up. That's foul number 2 for him. Paul's checked in for Houston. Rockets trail by 8. Anderson, a screen on Oladipo. Harden kicks to Anderson, and it's Ariza in the corner. Anderson with the screen for Ariza. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
Boy, he's able to get to the hoop, Kev, because of that great solid screen.
Pacers leading by 6. Now Collison to stop the drought. Here's Young. Stolen by Harden. Plays it in off the breakaway. Now just a 4-point Pacer lead. Oh no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, it looks like he's in real pain. Definitely a concern right now.
Well, these are the moments that can be gut-wrenching for him and his team, right? Anytime you see an injury like this, certainly your heart goes out to him and to his family.
Sabonis, he's checked in for Thaddeus Young. Collison, the pass to Oladipo. Sabonis kicks to Turner. The Rockets pull it in. Ariza's got 6 rebounds here tonight. And it's Harden slamming it down.
And this offensive explosion has narrowed the gap.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
Boy, and on a night where he's been so smart handling the ball, that's his first big mistake.
Al Jefferson, he's checked in for Domantas Sabonis. Collison against Paul. Back to Harden. Anderson the screen. Ariza against Bogdanovich. 6 on the shot clock. To tie it up. Not enough on that one as it misses. Indiana leading. A drive by Collison. That's his 4th miss. He's made 5 of 9. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Makes it, and the next one could tie it up. And it's tied up with that one.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Jefferson, a screen on Paul. Collison dishes to Bogdanovich. And again, unable to change momentum here. Lob pass to Capella. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Jefferson, that's good. Rockets have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the 4th quarter. Collison against Paul. The Rockets again can't hit.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not how you capitalize on the offensive end. You simply have to be more patient.
And he knocks down the first one. He hits both from the stripe.
And right now at about 85% from the line, that's up from where it was in that first half.
Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's going to be on Miles Turner.
Yeah, they're having a tough time containing Harden here tonight. No surprise there.
And after attempting no free throws in the first half, now he's putting the defense back on its heels.
Turner with a screen on Paul. Oladipo goes in. The rebound by Harden.
Well, obviously it's been an off night for him offensively, but give his teammates credit. They've bailed him out, and he's still got time to turn it around.
To take the lead, and it's sent back by Turner. Oladipo against Harden. In the corner, Collison with it from deep. And Turner kicks to Jefferson. A wide open look here for Oladipo. Again, Oladipo missing. The Rockets trail. Time now for an injury report. And let's get an update on Thaddeus Young's injury. David, any news?
Guys, I was able to catch up with Indiana's head athletic trainer. He told me that he has a strained calf muscle. He won't return for this game, and depending on the final prognosis, he may miss a number of games before making a return. I'll let you know more details as soon as I find them out. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you for the update. I know we're all interested in what his status is.
And it might be a tough road back for him. I mean, but one thing's for sure, he will be back.
Well, we know this. The guy's a fighter. And I'm sure nobody's more disappointed than he is to have to go through this. But I am sure this guy will work every day to get back as quick as possible.
Shot clock at 6. Oladipo goes in and finished off by Oladipo.
I'll tell you, when Oladipo starts to percolate, he is really tough to get out of rhythm. How about his scoring right now?
And here is Paul. Dishes it to Capella. Passes to Harden. Second chance shot. Capella with the bucket. Game winding down, and they just keep changing leads.
And guys, no separation yet, and I really don't think we're going to see any all the way down.
Timeout called the Pacers.
Yeah, he needs to tell his guys to just box out with some energy. That's basic basketball. They've been lazy on the backboard and have allowed way too many second chance points.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Clint Capella.
On the offensive boards, he has been a force. Offensive rebounding is all about pursuing the basketball, and he has not stopped that pursuit all night. The second chances he's created have been a big factor.
Leaf checked in for the Pacers. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey guys, I was able to hear Nate McMillan talk to his team during the break. He's not satisfied with their effort level. He said, we're not hustling out there, guys. We are not going to win that way. I promise you. We've got to get after it. We'll see how his team responds.
Thanks, David.
And you talk about fighting your way back into a game. They've shown a lot of grit in this comeback.
Yeah, to start off with so many mistakes and still now find a way where everything's working, it allows their momentum and confidence to continue to build.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
They've got to be willing to step up. And when it's this close, you just can't let them get easy buckets. Make them feel you a bit.
Here's Harden. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Harden's got the lead up to 3 now for Houston. Indiana's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0-4 since the start of the final quarter. Turner with the screen for Oladipo. And finished off by Oladipo.
Oladipo getting more confident in these big-time moments, demands the basketball and finds a way to score.
The Rockets shooting it well here in the fourth quarter, 50%. Harden against Oladipo. And here's Anderson for 3. It's hauled in by Leaf. And they're in position to take the lead.
And how big would a bucket be at this stage of the game?
The drive by Collison. Got a piece of it. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
Boy, how big might this sort of mistake play out? You never know, but sometimes these are game changers.
1:51 left to play here in the fourth. Ball against Collison. Screen by Capella. Here's Harden. It's rebounded by Indiana. Oladipo's got 6 rebounds in the game. To the middle, and here we go. Harden heading to the hoop.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
Collison kicks to Bogdanovich. Pass to Turner. It's rebounded by Houston.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Well, that's just stellar interior defense. You can't ask for anything more than that.
Collison against Paul. Over Collison. Yes!
Yeah, the defense not closing out in time. He's too quick and too good to miss many of those.
Pass to Leaf. They set the pick. Oladipo, the pass to Turner. Back to Oladipo. A three-pointer off the mark. And now we've got the intentional foul. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. The Pacers making a change here. Anabogu's checked in. So we can't get either to fall. Here's Indiana. It's a 5-point game. Oladipo for 3. It's good! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And he's just putting the team on his back when he's needed most.
Don't you just love to see that confidence when taking these big shots?
Count it!
Just terrific determination. First, compiling the lead, and now building on it.
Yeah, Greg, I think it's very difficult coming back in this instance. They have owned this game. Don't see them coughing up this lead.
Leaf checked in for Indiana. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And he's clearly been the best rebounder on the floor today.
Well, he just works so diligently inside, and the numbers back that up.
And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game.
Boy, very productive trip to the line that time, and they're sitting on a nice lead now.
Timeout called the Pacers. They're trailing by 6. 16 seconds left in the fourth. What do you think, guys?
And I'm not sure the 2-point bucket does much here. I think they got to go for 3.
Unless it's an and one, a 2-pointer makes no sense. Unfortunately for them, the defense knows this too.
And he commits the intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Boy, I mean, the career Paul has had just in terms of being a great point guard, there really are no words left to describe.
And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good. Oladipo. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. He hits the first one, and that trims the lead to 6. Oladipo hits them both. And the foul on Victor Oladipo. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game.
Obviously upset to have to take a seat here, but at this point, I don't think it'll have an impact. The game's probably out of reach anyway.
Joseph. So Houston wins it. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. James, congrats on the win. What got it done for you at the end tonight?
Just being aggressive. I told my guys on the court that we had to make a run, and it had to be a cool one. Defensively, we did a pretty good job down the stretch. We got some shots to fall, and came with the victory.
Great play tonight, James. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.